It's especially nice to be here tonight. This is our favorite type of show, and I've been watching Janet put on these shows for years and like seeing pictures of the house from all of our friends that have gotten to play here. I heard you saw the Black Feathers recently. Yes, they are great friends of ours and also amazing, amazing musicians. For years, we played in the background of bars up in Worcester, Massachusetts, where people got drunker and drunker and cared less and less that there was music happening. Or worst case scenario, they got so drunk they'd come up and ask to like sing a song or something, which is way worse than them forgetting we're there. That's
One
way
time,
worse.
somebody took a selfie with us while we were playing without asking.
They stood like here. They came all the way up, past the microphones, grabbed us, took a picture, and then they did not put $1 in our tip jar, which that really pushed me right on over the edge. So, thank you, yeah. However, we got our 10,000 hours in the background of these places, and we got good because we were just playing for hours and hours and hours. And we attribute a lot of our musicality to having to practice and be ignored. And after a while, we just started playing folk songs from the 70s because no one cared either way. And everybody wanted to hear us play Country Roads. And we were like, we're going to play Joni Mitchell. I mean, you don't care one way or another, so we'll do whatever we want up here. So this is a song called Simon Taylor Denver Cash, and it's just about the roller coaster of having this job. And I'm sure many of you have roller coaster jobs as well, so you can probably relate to this song even if you're not driving around playing music. First time I heard Graceland, my heart fell on the floor. It stole my breath and it shook me to the core. Now every Friday night I'll play it in another crowded bar. 'Cause I think we all need grace, no matter how drunk we are. Simon Taylor, Denver Cash, these songs can make me cry. But no one's really listening in a dive at 10 at night. But it pays okay and it's hard to say no to a little dough. But I'm driving home and I never felt so low. 'Cause some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar. And some nights you sing for hundreds who all know who you are. It can be hollow as a raindrop, or it can thunder and it can fill. And applause can even pay a couple bills. The first time that they cheered for me, my heart went to the sky. I never knew there was a drug that could get me this high. So I've been working hard for hits of it since I was 13. But no one ever taught me how to win. Tonight we played in Boston in this legendary place. There's a picture of Joni Mitchell from the 70s backstage. And we sold out every seat in there. We played a perfect show. Still I'm driving home and I never felt so low. 'Cause some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar. And some nights you sing for hundreds who all know who you are. Man, it can heat you up like whiskey and go straight to your head. But applause, it cannot warm your bed. Maine to Carolina, through sunny fields and snow. Driving home on Christmas Eve all the way from Buffalo. If you ask me if I would, I think that I'd do it all the same. 'Cause if you don't know how to give, well then you don't know how to gain. Some nights you sing for no one in the corner of a bar, and some nights you sing for hundreds. You all know who you are. And I just drove 1,000,000 miles and I kinda wanna go home, 'cause applause, it cannot save my soul. This applause just cannot save my soul. We're going to play a Joni Mitchell song for you, because unlike those people in those dives, I think you care about Joni Mitchell, so. Well, I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, "Where are you going?" And this he told me. He said, "I'm going on down to Yasgur's farm. I'm gonna join in a rock and roll band. I'm gonna camp out on the land. I'm gonna try and get my soul free. 'Cause we are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." So I said, "Can I walk beside you? I've come here to lose the smoke, and I feel like I'm a cog in something turning. Well, maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but you know life is for learning. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." And by the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was a song, a celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky. They were turning in to butterflies above bargain, and we've got to get ourselves. Yeah, we've got to get ourselves. Lord, we've got to get ourselves back to the garden.
Thank you for singing along. That's always fun.
Here's that love song we promised. After we did our marital counseling up here in front of you all, we'll convince you. Don't you worry. We do really like each other. We drive tens of thousands of miles a year together and have for 8 years. And most people come up to us after show. Well, not most people, but a ton of people come up to us after shows and they'd go, I would just kill my spouse.
I could never.
It's true. Some days we get that, but most of the time, it's easy sailing. We got really lucky. Especially when we were locked up at home and didn't have a job for 2 years, a year and a half. What we decided to do, just like most musicians, is go find a space to be alone and go record some music, because most of us are touring so frequently that it's hard to really sit down and record. And thanks to the generosity of our Patreon community and to the folks who supported our album on Kickstarter, we were able to take that month and really calm down and just do it. So it was the two of us alone in a boarding school in Western Massachusetts. And our album, Shore, was born. And we toured it this May. And we're really happy to have it with us here tonight on coaster format. For those of you who like to put your drinks on CDs, since there's nowhere else to really put them, we do have those for you if you like a good plastic coaster. Or if you still have a CD player.
Even better.
This is the title track on that album called Shore. S-U-R-E. Just a word of advice. When you're writing your next album, try not to name it something that can be spelled 2 different ways, because people get quite confused. But it's Shore, S-U-R-E. Our love is a blanket on top of the sheet that gets kicked around all night at our feet, with our pushing and pulling, our giving and taking, a comforter heavy with down.
Some nights it's the pillows that cradle our heads, but end up crushed between the wall and the bed. But we wake with the light and we straighten the blankets and fluff out the pillows again. And darling, I'm sure as the morning, sure as the kettle that sings out its warning, I'm sure as an addiction to caffeine, you know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be. Our love is a theory tested and tried. The scientists all said the numbers weren't right, and we all believed them. The church even paid them to tell us the earth wasn't round. But darling, I'm sure as the seed that grew in the apple that fell from the tree, yes, I'm sure, as sure as gravity, you know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be.
Our love is an anchor I often ignore, taking for granted our home by the shore. But you never lifted, so we never drifted to the heart of the storm. Oh, darling, I'm sure as the moon waxing and waning from July to June, yes, I'm sure as the tides of the sea. You know I'm sure, as sure as I'll ever be. Thank you.
So we did write another love song in 2020. Not only were we inspired by being locked up in a 900 square foot apartment for 2 years, my grandparents they celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary in August of 2020. And I didn't celebrate it with them because I didn't want to threaten their life. But I did write them a song. I was chatting with them on the phone, and I've gotten bits and pieces of their story, so I was asking some more questions, and it was interesting enough that I felt like, this needed to be encapsulated in like a 3.5 to 4 minute bite-sized story, because they are tried and true New Englanders, blue-collar people, just a couple generations, 1 or 2 generations back, or their families had moved into New England for work. My grandfather ended up being orphaned, and they met each other in their teen years, and my great-grandmother just wasn't thrilled. Grampy, as I call him, is Italian, and apparently that's a sin to be Italian, at the time anyways. And she just didn't approve. There were other reasons too, you might pick up on here in this tune. But she said, there's no way you guys are gonna make it. And they celebrated those 60 years in 2020, 62 years now this year, and it's a really cool thing. So this is a tune for Love for the Long Haul. It's called Never Walking Out. 2, 3. Love is a chain, and ours is made of iron. Passed through the flame and hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. Mama gave us 6 months when she claimed our young love was doomed. And she did not give a smile when we married in her living room. I was only 16 and pregnant with the first of 3. Well, now 6 decades later, you're still waking up here next to me. I was dogged as a dandelion, tell you what, it's in my roots. When they say it can't be done, sure as hell, that's what you're gonna do. You were sweet as honey and handsome as you were cool. And just like a bear to the honey, babe, well, I could not keep my paws off of you. If love is a chain, ours is made of iron. Pass through the flame
and hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you.
Now it ain't always been easy. It ain't always been a dream come true.
I almost drove right off a ledge just to keep from murdering you.
And I'm glad you turned that car around and you cried out to the Lord above.
He gave me a shot of strength and a heavy dose of stubborn love. Love is a chain, and ours is made of iron. Passed through the flame and hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. Looking back on our winding path with its twists and turns, its peaks and valleys, step by step we have made it through. 'Cause you chose me
And I chose you, and I still do.
The day is bound to come when one of us will fall asleep.
But don't waste your time thinking I made a promise that I couldn't keep.
This bond is eternal, it reaches past the gates of time. And I'll be waiting with a smile when you wake beyond that great divide. Love is a chain, and ours is made of iron. Passed through the flame and hardened in the fire. And I made you a promise, and that's just what I'll do. I'm a woman of my word, and I'm gonna follow through.
I'm a man standing on his word, and you know I spoke true.
My word is good. I'm never walking out on you. I'm never, ever, 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 ever walking out on you. Can we please give it up one more time for Grief Cat? Thank you so much. It's so fun to hear you all play. And please give it up for Janet and the whole team who made this show happen. 2 years, 3 years in the making. And all of the folks behind the scenes, you all probably have an idea, but let me tell you, from a musician's standpoint, never played a more organized, well put together, well thought out house concert in all of our 8 years, and we played lots of house concerts.
Amazing.
So thank you so much. Yeah,
Absolutely
this is a really awesome situation. Don't take it for granted. Come to every show because this is really special for all of us. So we are Ash and Eric. We're going to play one more tune for you, and we'll do a little housekeeping before we do that. We do have an electric car, but we still put some gas in it because it's hybrid, and I don't know if you've noticed, but gas is a little expensive. So if you'd like to help support us getting home tomorrow, we have some CDs and T-shirts. We also have lyric books for those of you who miss liner notes and just want the liner notes and not the CD that you will use as a coaster. We have those. Most importantly, we would love to stay in touch with you. So we have an email list, and that way we can email you directly next time we're in this area. We'll also send you an album of cover songs completely free, 13 songs. on Monday when we get home. I believe that's all the housekeeping for now. The email list is the most important thing for sure. So we would really, really love that. And we'll be hanging out here for a minute. We are sleeping in Delaware tonight, so we're not going to stay forever, but we'd love to meet you. And we'll hang out back at the merge table for a while. We are so very grateful to be here. The best thing to come out of COVID is that we no longer take our job for granted. It's anytime we can get together like this, it really means the world to us that we get to do this really weird thing that we do. And this will never, ever, ever happen again. We all will never, ever be in this exact space, in this exact time together. So this moment is unique and incredibly special. And it's lovely to take a moment to realize that and just bask in that for a second. So the song we really like to end our sets with is a song called Grateful. And we encourage you to listen to it. You might get a few ideas for things you can be grateful for by listening to the song, but I'm sure there's a list of things you can imagine that are real gifts in your life. And we encourage you to take this time during this song to think about those things. We're grateful for a lot, but right now we're most grateful for you.
And I just noticed that the crickets are singing. So before we make any more noise, I would love to just listen to them, and then we'll trip our way into our last tune. Is that cool? You guys okay with that? Yeah, it's a little hippie, but it's okay. Walk with me to the waterside and see the sun sinking slow. Paint a canvas sky from blue to red and gold. Take my hand sitting in the sand as the light slips past the trees, draws back the curtain on a shimmering galaxy. And I wonder at the mystery of the breath inside our lungs. The very gift that sustains me holds the life of everyone. And I am grateful, grateful to be alive. I wake with you lying by my side, as if you've always been there. Gentle curving frame, you're soft and golden hair. And I remember a place and time when all I had was a prayer, a simple wish, a life that we could share. And when I wonder at the mystery of our love, I'm overcome. Of all the billions of people, our two hearts, they beat as one. And I am grateful, grateful to be alive. but I get lost sometimes. My blood runs cold and my eyes grow blind when I've reached my end and I can't find my way. You're standing there right in front of me. Ooh. And so I wonder at the mystery of a love that seeks me out. Through every season of suffering, in my fears and in my doubts, and I am grateful, grateful to be alive.
You get one chance to sing again.
Alive.
Do you want to try that with us?
Alive. Here and now. Alive. Under an open sky. Alive. In Janet's backyard. Alive. With one voice. Alive. One more time. We're alive.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you. Thanks again. We're Ash and Eric. We'd love to say hi.